Cotton balls. Duct tape. Spoon.
Needle.
Thread. Scalpel.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Hello and welcome to Road to Recovery, the show that attempts to offer hope and help and wholeness and healing for those who are traveling on this road to recovery, whether it's an individual, a family member, a friend, a coworker, a neighbor. There are people standing by right now who would love to help you, who are experienced, who are desirous to help you, who have training in these areas and want to see you do well. That's at the Recovery Center, 740-687-4500. There are new offices in downtown Lancaster, 201 South Columbus Street in Lancaster. I'm Steve Rao and I have the privilege of co-hosting the Road to Recovery show with the Executive Director of the Recovery Center, Tricia Farrar. Thanks for coming back on the program.
Well, thanks for having me back. It's good to be here again today.
It's great to have you with us here. One of the things that happens here, and especially in Lancaster and Fairfield County, there's been a lot of discussion about the drug problem, and some have said we're the worst in the state or the worst in the country and that kind of thing, and that's just simply not the case.
That is not the case at all. Actually, we are only moderate within the state of Ohio, but I think we have done a great job of getting the word out that we do have issues to deal with, and as a community we are addressing those. So for a little while people had a little bit of misconception, but we are doing very well in our community.
Yeah, we are, and we've tried even on this program to dispel that myth, if you will.
Correct.
The other myth that's associated with that is every kid in Fairfield County is in some way, shape, or form drinking alcohol on a regular basis and using drugs, and that simply is not the case.
That is true, and I've heard people say that 40% of our youth are using opiates, and we know that less than 2% are. So we got to keep things in perspective. 2%
Correct.
is too many, but
Sure.
It's certainly far from the majority. So, and the same with alcohol and marijuana and other drugs. The majority of our young people are making good decisions, but we do have some work ahead of us.
Well, unfortunately, on radio and TV, there's a lot of focus on those kids that are making poor choices.
Right.
You had a great idea. What was that idea?
Well, I thought it would be good to talk to a couple students who are doing really well and talk to them about what is going right in their life and how are they making that happen.
Yes, because they are the majority.
Right.
They're making good choices. One of those is a senior at Fairfield Christian Academy, Lydia Yount. Thanks for coming on the program, Lydia.
No problem.
It's a pleasure to have you with us here. Senior at Fairfield Christian Academy, what do your parents do for a living?
My mom is a lawyer and my dad is a property manager.
Property manager. Do you have any brothers or sisters?
Yes, I have a younger brother and a younger sister.
Younger brother, younger sister. I think your younger brother helps with the media program here at Fairfield Christian Academy. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, so he actually helps with this Road to Recovery show.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yes, from time to time.
Okay.
So that's really neat. And so that makes you the oldest in your family.
Yes.
I understand you are the president of the National Art Honor Society. Is that correct?
I am.
What kind of artwork do you like doing?
Oh, I really like ceramics and sculpture and those two.
Those two. What are some of your favorite classes that you've taken here at Fairfield Christian Academy?
I really enjoy physics right now. That's really fun. And call me crazy, but I like calculus.
Wow.
Wonderful. There's a great need for that in our community. So thank you for loving that. Most people do not. So thank you for loving that. Now, when you graduate Fairfield Christian Academy in May, what's next for Lydia Yount?
I'm planning on going to college, but I don't know where yet. I don't really know what major yet either, but I'm thinking something sciencey and hopefully going to vet school. Yeah, that would be the ultimate goal.
I see.
Sounds like you might get to put that calculus to some good use in the future.
Yeah.
Well,
great.
she said physics and calculus, didn't she?
Yes.
And she said something sciencey.
Right.
I'm seeing the connection there.
I am.
I heard a rumor that you are a lover of horses. Is that true?
That is true.
Yeah. Do you ride
I do all the time.
competitively?
Yes.
Help me understand which genre of riding that you enjoy.
It's kind of hard to explain. I like Western riding. I
Okay.
like English riding. I do it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your horse.
My horse's name is Riley. She is a quarter horse thoroughbred cross, and I've had her since I was 14. And she's really big.
She's really big.
She's really big. That's the first thing everyone says when they see her, how big she is.
Right.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And you participate even in the Fairfield County Fair and
Oh, I
other
do.
events,
Yeah,
right?
I've done that since I was 12. So.
Yeah. Outstanding. We appreciate your willingness to come on and share a little bit about your life. You have a classmate. His name is Ben Tobin. Welcome to Road to Recovery.
Thank you for having me.
Ben Tobin, you're also a senior here at Fairfield Christian Academy.
Yes, I am.
Talk to me about your family.
Both my parents, they both work at the hospital. Mom works in the marketing department, and Dad works with Six Sigma, which helps, get everything to work a lot smoother and work better.
Sure. Very good. You have any brothers or sisters?
Yeah, my brother, he's 15, he's a freshman, and we have a lot of fun.
Yeah. That makes you the oldest in your
Yes, it does.
sibling family. Very good. I happen to know you also enjoy athletics here at Fairfield Christian Academy.
Yes, I do. I play 3 sports. It's hard for me to, have a lot of, time. Don't have a lot of time for a lot of the other things, but I play football, I swim, and I run track.
So do you have a favorite?
Football's probably my favorite, yeah.
Yeah, Tricia, in football, if you gain 1,000 yards in a year, that's like really, really good. You have a very successful year. This guy to your left actually gained nearly 3,000 yards last year, and I think you broke 1,000 this year as well.
Yes, I
Yeah.
do.
I
So
have heard that rumor. That's amazing.
that's quite the
Congratulations.
career
It
there.
is, yes.
Thank you.
And what other things, classes have you enjoyed here at Fairfield Christian?
I'm just like Lydia. I love physics. I'm kind of a nerd that way. But I'm a history buff, so I enjoy Western Civ, all the histories that I've taken here at FCA. So kind of on both sides of the spectrum there. But I enjoy mainly history, and I like science.
So do you have any idea where that's going to take you in the future?
Well, actually, I'm not really sure how that pertains. However, I've wanted to be in the military since I was a very small boy, and so I'm applying to the Naval Academy, trying to get in and take the steps, forward to be able to do that and hopefully become, a naval officer one day.
Wonderful.
You playing any football for the Naval Academy?
I don't know. We'll see. I'm filling out an athletic application and see
Okay.
if they, see if they want me to come over.
I see.
So we'll see.
Good idea.
That would be great.
Yes, sure would.
To enjoy your love of country and your love of football at the same time. Thank you for your willingness to get involved in protecting our freedoms and your willingness to stand up for our country. You have, as the eldest brother in the family, a responsibility to lead your brother and others who look up to you as a big-time football player here at Fairfield Christian Academy. How do you handle that responsibility?
Well, I mean, there has been a lot of pressure in certain areas, and you don't really realize how much, younger kids really look up to you, and you got to realize that, you got to make the right decisions, not just for yourself, but for others who are looking up to you. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. It happens. Everybody's human. However, I think that, you do have the responsibility to make the right decision so that others that look up to you, younger siblings or younger kids, that you make the right decision so that they think, hey, I really need to make the right decision because, so-and-so, Lydia made the right decision, Ben made the right decision, or whoever.
So it sounds like you have learned to think before you act.
Yeah, well, not always. Yeah, I mean, when you're in a position of leadership or in your position, I mean, everybody at some point is a leader in something, I mean, being a senior in high school, you're a leader in the school. Mm-hmm. So, you have to really think, hey, how does this decision not only affect me, but how it's going to affect others around me? And that's the way I've seen a lot of people is they make decisions and they don't realize how hard, it affects everybody else around them.
Sure. So, and I've always heard that every student, at some point, by the time they graduate, has to make a decision whether or not they're going to use drugs or alcohol. Have you had to make that decision?
Yeah. And it did come down to, it's like, gosh, I can't ruin, not only my life possibly, but, what happens to all the others around me, because it came down, it came down to some sort of a peer pressure, and it was like, gosh, it's not really worth it in the end, just to impress your buddies to do something, going down the road that's not going to be worth it.
And it's not always easy to say no either, because your buddies mean a lot to you
Yeah.
and you spend a lot of time with them. So do you think it's something that you have to think about ahead of time of what you're going to do in a situation?
Sometimes I'd kind of, try to prepare, just in case, because, I remember being little and your parents say, oh, this situation might happen, and you're thinking, no, won't, and it, and before you know it, it does. So it does help, thinking of something beforehand. And sometimes it's just being honest. It's like, what's worth more to you? You possibly ruining your life and those around you, or being cool. So, for me, it was, listen, man, you do whatever you want, but I'm not into that type of stuff.
I think that makes you more cool.
Yeah. So do I. Where do you find the power to be able to say no?
Well, a lot of that, I think it really, strength comes from God for me and my beliefs, and the way I was raised. And, I was raised with a very distinct, differentiating between right and wrong and standing for what you believe in, because that's really what ends up being important, makes you honorable, makes you full of integrity and things like that.
Well spoken.
Yes.
Lydia, I happen to know you are a fan of archery.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
And you've participated in the archery program here at Fairfield Christian.
I have.
Have you also, as Tricia Farrar mentioned, had exposure to the opportunity to use alcohol or drugs?
Yes.
And why did you say no?
Basically what Ben said, it comes back to my relationship with Jesus and how my life is a testimony to him and what he's done for me. And I mean, some people may say they take it too seriously, but I mean, he took it pretty seriously when he died on the cross for me. So everything that I want to do, I want to make my life a testimony to other people. And another thing Ben said is the consequences that go along with it. And every decision in my life that I make has a consequence, whether it be good or bad. And I definitely do not want to live with the consequences of using drugs or alcohol. It's just not worth it to me. I have too much that I want to do in my life.
You also have two younger siblings, so it's not just other students, but in your own home, you have the responsibility to lead. How challenging has that been for you?
It's definitely been challenging. My younger sister's almost 9 years younger than I am, and so she's really involved in my life. She's with me everywhere. So just knowing that I am a huge role model in her life it puts more pressure on me to make the right decision.
Yeah. And when you are faced with a decision to go left or right, have you thought ahead of time, hey, if the situation comes up, here's what I'm going to do, or how did you handle that?
Oh yeah, I've definitely thought about it in advance, because I've seen other people go down the wrong path, and I've seen what it's done to them, and I don't want that to happen to me.
Do you have any of that in your own family?
No, not in my family.
Yeah, but maybe friends or associates of yours?
Yes.
Maybe even some classmates who have made some poor choices in the past.
That happens along the way. And,
it does.
And I'm really impressed with both of your wisdom that you have gotten down to your core values in life, because one easy thing for a young person to do is say it would affect my football or my archery. Therefore, I can't because it's not worth the consequences. But you've gone far deeper than that to really think about who you are and what your values are in life.
Well, I think, for me, I've had experience with others closer to me who've made the wrong decision, and like you said, before that I probably would have said, oh, well, that'll affect my football, or oh, that might affect something here or there, but it won't affect my good friends, or it won't affect these people, and that's just really not the truth, because I've had some people that I know that have made the wrong decision and how it just affected everything.
Yeah, wise decision on your part. Lydia, we applaud your decision to stand up for your values, to think ahead, and to be a role model for your siblings and for those in your life, and we encourage you to keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Congratulations on being a senior at Fairfield Christian Academy.
Yeah.
Ben, thank you for your leadership on the football field, in the classroom, and in your family and the community. Congratulations on being a senior at FCA.
Thank you.
And best of luck to you as you continue down the positive path you're on.
Thank you.
You're both wonderful examples of Fairfield County, what is represented here in our community, and we have some great leaders to look forward to seeing in the future.
The future is
Yes,
bright for
yes,
us here in
yes.
Lancaster and Fairfield County. Thank you for joining us for Road to Recovery. Again, you can contact the Recovery Center, 740-687-4500, or at 201 South Columbus Street. Join us next time as we continue to journey down the road to recovery.